Time.
We are good
Hello.
to go.
We are very good to go. And welcome to another Win Daily Show. My name is Michael Rasile. I got my man Ghost here with me. And I jumped the gun. I said we weren't going to have any more 2-game slates. I lied to everybody because I'll be honest, I didn't think we were going to get a game 7. I didn't even think we were going to get a game 6, let alone a game 5 in this Nuggets Clippers series. But here we are, game 7, everybody. Let's get ready. Let's get excited because it is going to be a doozy. We do have the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Of course, as everybody had, the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics in that one, that game kicking off, I guess, tip-off is around 6:40 tonight, and then we have the late game 7, which we're all very excited for as well. Ghost, we are sorry that your Raptors were not able to pull it out in that game 7, but other than that, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well, Michael. How about you?
It's a good day to be alive, brother. It is a good day to be alive. Everybody out there listening, please, please, please smash the like button. Send us questions for the games. We are here to help. We are here to help you make money in NBA DFS. That's why we do this. We do this to help you. Please make sure to check us out at Win Daily Sports. Follow me at Michael Rasile1. Follow Ghostman at DFS underscore Ghost, and we will be off to the races. So, let's get to it, man. As we said before, we got a nice 2-game slate. Tonight, we have the Miami Heat in the Boston Celtics. We have the over-under. It looks like it's come down to about 208.5. And it looks like the Celtics are favored by 1.5 points. So if you're interested in betting on that, we advise it. Heck yeah, let's go make some money there. But we're here to help you with some DFS. Again, send us your questions. We're here to help. Ghost, let's start out, man. How are you feeling about this game? How do you think that game script's going to go? First game, you think people are going to try to feel each other out? How do you think these two teams are going to match up a little bit?
Very similar to the Boston-Toronto series. You have two excellent defensive teams here going up against one another, and no secret that defense wins championships. So I'm not utterly surprised to see both Miami and Boston in this spot. Of course, I would like to have my Raptors there, but again, another good defensive team there. So either way, with one of them playing Miami, would have had two of the best, if not the two best, with an honorable mention to Milwaukee, of course, defensive teams in the East over there facing off against one another. I do have a lot of interest in that game 7. So typically on these 2-game slates, we've seen it all throughout the NBA bubble that the early game has been pulling the most amount of ownership. But tonight, I feel like it might be one of, if not the first time, where you end up seeing a lot of people end up leaning towards that game 7 in the later game.
Yeah, and that makes sense. We're going to see, as we did in the game 7 and the game 6 in the Toronto Celtics series, these starters are going to be on the floor for the entire time. Obviously, with game 1, it's going to be a little different. I mean, the Heat are fully rested. I feel like I haven't seen them play in weeks at this point. All we've heard about is where's Giannis going, and we're not here to speculate about that yet. We at least want to get to the finals first, but I am excited for that late game as well. So in those terms, let's start with this early game. How do you feel? How much exposure are you looking to get to this game? Understanding Jason Tatum is a man, but he's going to be going up against Bam. He's going to be going up against Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's going to be a fun defensive matchup. I think for that reason alone, I want to figure out more of the late game. But we're here first. We got to give the people what they want. What are you thinking?
I said it last time in game 7, Toronto versus Boston, as Aaron Rodgers would say, Jason Tatum is a bad man. Man, oh man, did he absolutely annihilate my Raptors. And you know what? We're witnessing him blossom into an absolute star, similar to what Jamal Murray's been doing for the Denver Nuggets during these NBA playoffs. And he's honestly one of, if not the most interesting play on the entire slate. Given that most people are going to go one of, if not both, Kawhi and Joker in that second game, it is a little bit tough. Given that most of these mid-range guys are a little bit overpriced compared to their respective ceilings, but again, they have the safest floors at the same time, right? So 2-game slates are a chance where you can end up taking a shot with some punts and stuff like that, but not when you have game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals and game 7 between Denver and the Clippers. Look for both these games to have relatively tight rotations. So with that being said, given that we don't have too many viable punts here, it is pretty tough to build with both Kawhi and Joker. But a lot of people are leaving Jason Tatum out of the conversation. He's most likely going to see a ton of Jimmy Butler on the defensive end. Probably see some Bam Adebayo as well when he's looking to get to the hoop and when he's trying to drive inside. And of course, when Jimmy ends up resting off the court for I imagine not that many minutes tonight, but again, whenever he's off, definitely look for Bam to be out there, because the last thing you want is Jason Tatum going on a 10 or 12-0 run on his own versus the Miami Heat, right? So, given his ownership on a 2-game slate, he makes for arguably the most interesting play to me. Definitely has the same ceiling potential as a guy like Joker and Kawhi. We haven't been seeing it regularly throughout his career like we have with Nikola Jokic and Kawhi Leonard. But if you're riding the hot hand, I don't think there's anybody that's hotter in these NBA playoffs than Jason Tatum right now.
The dude has been incredible. I'm a big Duke fan, so as much as I don't want the Celtics to win, I am always rooting for that guy because he is an absolute blast to see play and just kind of see him blossom, especially kind of in this restart and in this version of the playoffs in the bubble. He has taken what looks like another step forward, which is fun to see and is fantastic to watch. So outside of Jason Tatum, again, this Miami Heat team, we know we love your Tyler Heroes. We know you love your Bam Adebayos. I mean, where are you looking in terms to maybe pick off a couple places where we can maybe just take advantage of some of the stuff that's going on with the Heat and see where we can make some of these again, get a little weird with the slate, understanding everyone's going to be on that later game some more.
I mean, again, given the position scarcity, Jimmy Butler's probably going to be a little bit more popular than he should be on a slate like this. Mm-hmm. In a matchup against Boston, I would imagine that his role is primarily going to be in focusing on his one-on-one matchup with Jason Tatum and really trying to lock him down on the defensive end and doing what he's been doing throughout his entire career, right? So a guy like Jimmy Butler, though, because he's listed as both a shooting guard and a small forward over on DraftKings, you can slot him into obviously the small forward position, but also that coveted forward position that seems ever so tough in these past couple of weeks to fill up. So Jimmy Butler will probably be a little bit more popular, but I do end up consistently pivoting towards that lower mid-range with guys like you had mentioned. Goran Dragic is someone that really interests me in this matchup versus Kemba. If there's anybody that has, I don't want to say a clear-cut matchup advantage. I mean, Kemba's definitely one of the elite players in the NBA, but looking at these one-on-one matchups, I feel like it's more so a process of elimination with Goran Dragic getting a bump more so than anything else. You have Butler going up against Tatum, and whoever's being and ended up being guarded by Marcus Smart is definitely going to be in tough. Daniel Tice is it's definitely not playing an aging Marcus Gasol or Serge Ibaka down low. He's got Bam to deal with. So again, Goran Dragic is definitely somebody that I have a lot of interest in, and his price just refuses to move. Jay Crowder is somebody that, again, 5,800 is a lot to pay for a guy like Jay Crowder in this series. For those that do like the narratives, you obviously have the revenge narrative here with Jay Crowder going up against his former team. Mm-hmm. And you definitely mentioned my boy Tyler Hero. I feel like he could definitely provide a nice spark off the bench, especially if Duncan Robinson cannot necessarily get too hot from deep. Look for Tyler Hero to really get involved in the offense tonight. But one of them is going to end up being the X factor in this game one if Miami wants to take it.
I agree. I think one of Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson. I always like leaning towards Tyler Hero because you can expect a couple extra assists. You can expect a couple extra rebounds, maybe a potential steal as well. And we always like those points there. So anything else on this game? Is there anywhere you're trying to go real deep in terms of value? Understanding, again, it's going to be very, very heavily contested. And it's a very two defensive minded teams, which, hey, man, old school basketball, there's nothing wrong with that.
Given that it's game one, you don't really have the opportunity on a 2-game slate to kind of take a wait and see approach. Somebody like Kelly Olynyk could get 20 to 25 minutes, just like he could get maybe 8 to 10. So if you're taking a flyer on anybody on the Miami side, I would give the nod to my fellow Canadian Kelly Olynyk. And on the Boston side, I would have to go with Robert Williams. Similarly to Toronto, Miami doesn't have that good of an interior presence outside of Bam Adebayo. They do have great interior defense, but again, we're talking strictly one-on-one matchups here. And if there's anybody that can kind of exploit that matchup, it would be Robert Williams. If you are playing the angle where, you know what, maybe Daniel Tice gets into some foul trouble or he just flat out struggles versus Bam, Robert Williams could see some extended run off the bench here.
I love it. And I think that's as far as we need to go at this game. I mean, yes, it's fun. Yes, we're interested. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but let's be honest. We're here for game 7. Everybody in the chat is also here from game 7 and just chatting with everybody over there, it seems like there's a lot more Nuggets fans out here than there are Clippers fans. And again, if you guys have any questions on the game, you want us to answer anything, please let us know. We are here to help with your fantasy and your betting needs. But yeah, it looks like a lot more Nuggets we have in the chat tonight, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's get to it, man. I mean, we have a game 7. That's what we always love. The two sweetest words in all of sports. I cannot wait. I'm going to be up the entire night as long as it's close. Hopefully it is. The last few have been. And see what happens, because these Denver Nuggets shouldn't be here. Should have lost on that last second shot to Mike Conley. Then they keep coming. Then they keep coming. Should have been out of this series already, but for whatever reason, they keep coming. The Clippers let them back in, and here we are. I'll be honest, didn't really watch game 6 because, hey, they put it on at 1 o'clock to go up against, the first week of the NFL season. So I just got the notification Clippers won and we got game 7. So I am here tonight and I am here to enjoy it. So let's talk about this, man. We know in the last game 7 we spoke about, it's going to be heavy run from those starters. We're not going to get too deep into the bench, even with a team like the Clippers who do like to go a little deeper. Probably not going to see too many people. If someone like Michael Porter Jr., his shot's not dropping, I don't see him playing too many minutes out there. So what do you think, again, when constructing rosters, we'll see a couple of those guys. I feel like a lot of heavy ownership is going to be over here. How can we at least get different? How can we at least look at these things? I mean, we're going to plug in Kawhi. We're going to plug in the Joker. After that, what are some of the things we can do?
If you look lower to this, like below the mid-range tier, this game actually has a bit more appeal than that first one, which is a little bit more surprising considering it's a game 7, exactly like what you said. The rotations are going to be awfully thin. Look for maybe 6 to 7 guys from each side to see at least some kind of notable minutes limit here. So, but again, if you're looking at the Clippers, a guy like Ivica Zubac is still underpriced in my opinion. Starting center, Montrezl Harrell still doesn't seem to be up in game shape. I don't know what it's going to take for this guy to be able to get back to his normal self, but he just doesn't seem like he's in his prime form. So someone like Ivica Zubac is definitely a safe option. If you're taking the bolder approach, I would say in this game, and you end up fading the Joker, then Ivica Zubac slides in very nicely at that center position. On the Denver side, somebody like Gary Harris sticks out like a sore thumb to me. 4,600 for a guy that's fully back to playing 30 plus minutes, and he's going to have a crucial role in this game on both ends of the court. You can confidently slot in both of those guys in your lineup, with an honorable mention to Patrick Beverley. If he's able to keep his head on his shoulders and not go too crazy and foul out, then he's able to definitely provide a spark. But again, Gary Harris and Ivica Zubac are the two that really stick out to me here.
I love it, man. I think this is going to be such a fun game. I guess I got to ask, man, who do you think takes it home? What are you feeling, Ghost? Talk to me.
I think the Clippers take it, strictly because I would love to see a Battle of LA. We apologize to all of our Denver viewers right now. I know you said that we have a lot of Nuggets fans out there, but with the Clippers running through Kawhi and Paul George, and then you have Jamal Murray and Joker on the other side, on a 2v2 in a game 7, I got to side with the Claw, man.
I mean, that's true too. You have a little love for the Claw, him being, a former Raptor only a year ago, helping you guys win the championship. So I can respect that. I don't know, man. I think it would be awesome seeing Nikola Jokic go up against Anthony Davis in a 7-game series. I think that would be a lot of fun. Jamal Murray probably get taken to the cleaners by LeBron, but I'm still here to watch it. I'm still here to enjoy it, considering that Houston LA series was just terrible and so boring. But I assume we got a game 7, so it'll be much more enjoyable there. So that is our breakdown of DraftKings. We are here to help, as I said. That's what we're trying to do. We want to make sure that you're winning money. But not only that, we want to give you money as well. Everybody out there listening, you're all capable of doing this. What we have our friends over at Thrive Fantasy. What they do is it's player props. So we get to just pick who we think is going to be a little bit better this night or the next. And it's a lot of fun. You get to pick as many as you want. You got to at least pick 2. And what we're doing is we're giving our friends over at Thrive a little love. They're giving us some love, and we want to give it all back to you guys. So if you go to thrivefantasy.com, use promo code WINDAILY, you're going to get a matching bonus up to $250. So whatever you put in, they're going to match it, give you up to $250. We're going to give you 3 months free of WinDailySports.com Gold membership. So that's our expert chat, where you can come in, you can talk to our DFS and sports betting pros, our player prop pros. As you'll see, Ghost is probably going to give us a lot of winners tonight. And you can win money like that. You get all of our articles. You get our projection models. We're here to help. We're here to help you win money. So if you go over to Thrive, use promo code WINDAILY, give up to $250 matching bonus. We give you 3 months free. That's $90. So it's almost $340 right in your pocket. We're going to win you money right now because Ghost is really good at that. And then we're going to win you money on the DraftKings and the FanDuel slates as well. So we're here for it. So, Ghost, what we like to do, we've done this segment multiple times. We're going to give you 2 that are locks. No brainers, not even a question. We're going to lock them in for you. We're going to give you one that we're confident, but we're not going to call it a lock. And then we're going to get real frisky and give you that 4th one. We're looking for 4. If we can get 4 out of 4, you times your money by 11. So you put in $1, you get 11. You put in 10, you get 110 out of it. So there's your extra free money on us. So Ghost, let's talk. First, I got to ask, are we taking any props from this first game? Because I can scroll right down the page. I have no problem with that.
That'll be an honorable mention, 5th one, in case anybody doesn't feel too confident in one of ours because of for whatever reason. I will give a 5th honorable mention at the end. That will be from that first game, but the majority will be from that game 7 at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, let's get to it, man. What are we doing? Where are we going? How are you going to make the people some money tonight?
So we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Woo. And there are actually back-to-back picks there. We have the PG-13 over 36.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists.
Love it.
He looked great out there. Look for the offense to really run through both him and Kawhi tonight. And I'll gladly take the 9-point advantage of PG-13 over Kawhi there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. That's the first one. When I was looking at this before too, I saw that. I mean, I think Kawhi hits the 45.5, but it's going to be close, points, rebounds, and assists. But 36.5 for Paul George, I assume he's going to drop 30. So all we need is 7 rebounds and assists, which again, he throws the ball to Kawhi enough, and those go in the bucket. So it's pretty easy there. So, all right, that's our one lock. Where's our second one coming from?
Second one is going to be the Joker over 6.5 assists. And 4 games in a row now, he's played 40 minutes exactly. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a triple-double tonight, even though I am expecting the Clippers to pull this one out. I'm expecting one heck of an effort here from Nikola Jokic in this decisive Game 7.
I love it. All right. I like that lock as well. I think 6.5 assists. The dude's going to be on the court the entire time. He's going to throw the ball to Jamal Murray. Some of those threes are going to drop at some point for some of those other dudes. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So now those are our 2 locks. So you're welcome. We just times your money by 3, whatever. Go take your money, go take it and run. But if you want to get a little crazy with us, where is this 3rd pick coming from, Ghost Man?
This one is going to be a little bit more against the grain. I wouldn't expect many people to end up picking this one, especially if you're ending the GPP style tournaments over at Thrive as well. Those are definitely a ton of fun, where you end up having to accumulate points based on your over and unders as well. And there are some that are weighted more than others based on, as Michael describes it, how frisky of a play they are. So this one is definitely ideal for those styles of tournaments. And I would even consider it one of my core 4 here, as I am mentioning it as number 3, and that is Ivica Zubac over 9.5 points. If people tend to game log watch, which I know is a big thing in the DFS industry, but that is definitely not our style over at Win Daily Sports. We trust the process and we end up doing our research, and it ends up paying off. It ends up paying off a lot for us. Ivica Zubac has played 30, 32, and 30 minutes in these past 3 games. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get at least 25 to 28, if not more, with Montrezl Harrell struggling out there. So for a guy that ends up playing 30 plus minutes, 9.5 points really isn't a lot. And he's somebody that usually starts off hot.
I love it. That's not too frisky either. I think that's some pretty good, considering how much Harrell has been struggling. We've been seeing Zubac a lot more on the court. So I think that does overnight. I mean, he makes 5 buckets, 4 buckets, gets fouled a couple times. Anything's possible there. And we even threw him in our lineup for the build before. So I think that part's pretty important. So talk to me. How frisky are we getting with this last one?
The last one was going to be probably the friskiest of the bunch. I was going to go over 11.5 for Michael Porter Jr., given that I don't really see Paul Millsap or Jerian Grant really doing much in a game like this. I'd rather take pretty much who's become Denver's 6th man off that bench, and he'll probably end up probably being 3rd or 4th in usage there. So I don't mind the over 11.5 for Michael Porter Jr., but I'm actually going to switch to Tyler Hero. I believe it's 20.5 points, rebounds, assists, PRA there for Tyler Hero. I am expecting him to have a big role off the bench here for the Miami Heat in a game in a series like this, and look for him to start off very strong tonight.
I love that. And just in case anybody out there is wondering, no, we don't take unders here unless it's Russell Westbrook. We promise you that. We're here for the overs. We're here to have fun. We're here to root for points, but it's all in a good way. We've pretty hit almost all of these at this point. I think we've missed like 3 or 4, and we give the people a lot every week, so we're very happy about that. So, you said you have one honorable mention for us. I don't know if it was that Tyler Hero pick or not, but do you have one more, or are we going to cap it at 4 today?
It was that Tyler Hero one. I do like the Michael Porter Jr. over 11.5. Again, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are definitely locks to see 40 plus minutes in a game like this, and they will have 99.9% of the usage on the offensive end. But again, for the one few chances that Michael Porter Jr. does get, it really doesn't take much for him to get 11.5. Since we are doing an honorable mention, we will take an under, but there's a reason why it's not in our top 4, because everyone knows that Ghost and Michael don't live for the unders. We are here for the overs, and we're here for entertainment. But if there is one under that I will take, I'll go with...
The suspense is killing me, Ghost. It's killing me.
Man, the Duncan Robinson one is really frisky too, because he only needs a couple of threes to end up hitting that. I'll go under 17.5 for Daniel Theis. In the previous series, you've heard us go 2 for 2 in over 17.5, or I know we got it once at 16.5 and another something like 18 or 19.5. We did end up going 2 for 2. Daniel Theis has made us some money on the over, and we're hoping that tonight he makes us some money on the under. I definitely favor Bam Adebayo in a matchup like this, and I'm not expecting Daniel Theis to have an easy time out there.
No, me neither. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be difficult, but I think I'm going to watch as much of it as I can. Again, people, go to thrivefantasy.com. Use promo code WINDAILY. You get a $250 matching bonus. You then get 3 months free of Win Daily Gold access. Again, that's our expert chat where you can talk to people like Ghost. We see Isaiah over here in the comments. We appreciate all your comments. Isaiah, he loves the Olynyk pick. He loves the Zubac pick as well, so we appreciate you. So you can chat with Isaiah, but you get everything. It's NBA, it's NFL. 3 months free of NFL. That's like practically the whole season at that point. I know it's not, but we got to be a little facetious with this stuff. And you can win a lot of money, because we just had someone cash $25,000 in NFL DFS this past weekend. Hey, it might have been the owner of the company, but that dude deserves money too. We appreciate everything Jason does for us. So please, I like it. I like it a lot. Thrive Fantasy, 3 months free of Win Daily, $250 matching bonus. Ghost just gave you a bunch of picks that you're going to win a lot of money on there. And that's why we're here to do it. So for Ghost, well, actually, wait a second. Ghost, where can everybody find you on the internet? I'm so sorry.
At DFS_Ghost over on Twitter. And of course, like Michael has said, in our Win Daily Sports Discord channel, come and join us.
Come and join us. You can find me at Michael Rasile1. Make sure to follow us at Win Daily Sports. And just a couple comments. I'm looking over here, and right before we leave, Ghost, I want to see it. I got a couple people taking the Nuggets +7. How do you feel about that?
I do like it. It's definitely going to be a tight matchup. I don't really foresee the Clippers absolutely blowing them out here. One thing that it's even interesting from a DFS perspective. I know that we didn't get a chance to mention it, but the one guy that can possibly make the Clippers end up covering that -7 spread would be Lou Williams, but he often comes in for Patrick Beverley. And the catch-22 there is that they need Patrick Beverley out there to guard Maul, right? So if Patrick Beverley ends up fouling out, look for this game to trend towards the over as well. And then if you end up taking the Nuggets +7, it's probably in a situation like that where both teams end up playing some run and gun offense, and you get to see Nikola Jokic go out there and do his thing.
That's what we love. We love seeing him do his thing. For Ghost Man, for everybody here at Win Daily Sports, for myself, we all appreciate the heck out of you. Go win some money tonight, and we hope you make it a very profitable NBA evening.